Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Dale Brisby, the greatest bull rider to ever walk the earth. This is the Rodeo Time podcast. I should call it the Dale Brisby podcast, just because you just can't say or hear that name enough. I don't think, personally. That's my humble opinion. Humility is something I've been studying a lot lately, so that's why it just kind of overflows out of what I've got going here. Mom! Before I was rudely interrupted by my mother, Rodeo Time, the podcast. What are we doing today, Dale? Well, it's a little one-on-one session. We're going to have some guests on the show. Some citizens of Winnebago are going to come in and ask Dale some questions. I don't know what they are, but they DM'd me videos that of questions that they have for the master, for the man, the myth, the legend. And we're going to dive into that. The first 10, 12 will be in video form, and then we might dive into some more questions that have just been asked on the internet. Before we dive into the podcast, just want to thank our sponsors, Rock and Roll Denim Jeans. That way I can go 90 with the extra flex that they give me whenever I'm spurring bulls. American Cowboy Hats, Total Feeds, and Can-Am side-by-sides. If you don't use those four products, you ain't no cowboy. Plain and simple. Now on to the podcast. First up, we've got Wyatt, and his question is... What's it?
Who is Jordan dating, Donnie or Willie?
Who is Jordan dating, Donnie or Willie? That's the first question. And that's a deep one. Do you know, Cole?
I don't know. I suspect both.
Both. Yeah. Cole thinks both. I think it's Willie. They just kind of got this vibe going, you know. Yeah, so that's your answer, Wyatt. I believe it's Willie. Great first question. Now we've got Cameron Puckett, beautiful young lady.
Mr. Brisby, it's Cameron from South Carolina. Also, World Bench Race, if you're shooting, that's what we're doing. But I have two questions for you. One, as always, how's Donnie's mom treating you? And two.
So, first off, first rattle out of the box, she's going to get some extra points because you can hear the gunfire in the background. She is just at a range or just at the house. Not sure what they're firing at. Maybe squirrels is what my guess, since they're in South Carolina. Maybe possums. So one of those two varmints is what I'm gonna guess as far as what they're hunting. How is Donnie's mom treating me? She's been treating me well. 3 square meals a day, plenty of back rubs, and she'll send me pictures of young Donnie for me to post on the internet. So yeah. Next question from Cameron.
Is cereal soup? You let me know.
Is cereal soup? So this is a common question among youth today, and it's plagued this Gen Z group of kids that are coming through because, I don't know why, but all I know is that it's delicious. But is it soup? I'm going to go with no, because I just don't classify my soup as sweet. I don't know that. I think I'm going to go with no. So anybody else that asks it, Cameron Puckett, thank you. Owen Carr, Cowboy_up 0523. Cowboy up, Owen Carr. Let's hear what he has to say.
So the long hair has become an iconic look for you. But I just want to know, what made you want to grow it out so dang long?
What made me want to grow my hair out so long? Long hair don't care. So the first thing you don't care about is the hair. That's why it gets long. So that's where it started, and that's where it's at. 14 months. Give it 14 months, and you'll be there too, my man. Cowboy up. Next up, we've got Ian Keith.
Hey, old son. Ian Keith here from North Kakalaki. I just wanted to know who is more hardcore cowboy or cowgirl, you or your mom? And my other question is, who would win in an arm wrestling competition, you or Donnie? Let me know.
2 questions. Who is more cowboy, Dale or Dale's mom? And I'm going to have to go with Dale. So there's nobody better than me at anything cowboy, and that includes my own mom. And you gotta. I was wondering where you're going with that, Ian, but you teed me up for an easy one there. The second one, who would win out of an arm wrestling competition between me and Donnie, and that's Dale Brisby again every time. No objection from Donnie. Exactly. He knows who the boss is. Bo North.
What's up, Dale? It's your boy in the old 3500 second gen 24 valve Cummins.
24 valve.
My question for you is, what was your biggest character building moment growing up? Specifically in rodeo.
My biggest character building moment growing up, specifically in rodeo. So, I was a young buck. Me and my old man, we were at a rodeo in Lubbock. It was the Charlie Thompson winter series. Used to have a winter series. And it was cold. I was probably, however old you are, whenever your waistline is right at the toilet. So 3, maybe 4. That'd be about 22 for Donnie. But for me, I think I was 3 or 4. And wanted to go to the bathroom by myself like a big boy, because I was a big boy. And waltzed on in there and dropped my drawers, picked up the toilet seat to the back of the toilet, and put my waist right about the bowl, top of the bowl. A little bit of tippy toes, not much. And as strong as my arms were, even for a young boy, I guess they weren't quite long enough to get that seat all the way back against the can. So as I'm doing my business, that seat slowly starts to creak forward. And SBD was silent but deadly, because when it fell like a hammer on the hammer, it was breathtaking. I let out a scream that had no sound for a little bit, and then the sound came, and then some women came in out of fear that a child was hurt, which he was. Then my dad came in before I knew it, secretary to the rodeo, barrel racer, my old man, a couple other guys are in there inspecting this 3.5, 4-year-old's, pianist. So that was probably the most character building thing that happened early on as a young child, to answer your question, that pertains to rodeo. And the way it pertains to rodeo is I was at one. Other than that, yeah. It was scarring, more emotionally than physical, but also physical. So, great question, Bo North. We got a little deep there. Coach Eric Tuttle. Coach Tut.
Hey, Dale, we all know who your favorite bull rider is.
He's wearing Dale wear, got the JBDB cap on, so he's already winning.
Dale Brisby, of course. Who's your second all-time favorite bull rider?
My all-time favorite bull rider, like you said, is Dale Brisby. And my second all-time favorite bull rider is also Dale Brisby. And here's why. I'll tell you why. I don't really have a reason other than it's the name so nice you say it twice, first and second. Actually, there's been plenty of big added money bull ridings where they let you enter twice, and because they don't have a lot of entries. And so I would say I've won first and second place at a lot of rodeos. How many? More than you. So that's a fact, Coach Tuttle. I appreciate the question, but just know that the answer to it is Dale and Dale. And then at third, I'd have to go with JB, someone that I've been mentoring his entire life. Fourth, Cody Custer's going to be here later today, so I'm going to put him in the top 5. Dalen Swearingen, because of his comment on our previous podcast with Total Feeds where he says, what did he say? I don't like for people to spot me because the fight has already started. Boom. That puts you in my top 5. Bingo. It should put him in everyone's top 5. Clayton Eagle. That's a cool name, number 1. You got a cowboy hat on. Looks like you're from north of here a little bit, but not like northwest, more northeast kind of cowboy hat. Let's see.
Hey Dale, it's Clayton Eagle here. So I'm a sales and marketing manager for Ohio Premium Beef.
Called it, Ohio.
And I walk around a lot, moving, walk with customers and whatnot through their stores and shops. And my 2 favorite jeans that I wear are Wrangler Cowboy Cuts and Kimes Ranch jeans. But I've noticed they get a little tight around the edges, if you know what I mean. So my question for you is if you have any tips on the best ballroom dancing jeans, if you know what I mean. So if you could help a brother out, that'd be great. Keep ranching.
Ballroom dancing jeans. Oh, I see what he did there. Ballroom dancing jeans. Yeah, so your boy here wears the rock and roll denim reflex. That's what you need. You got to have the flex. We've already talked about it in the intro. Yes, they are a sponsor of mine. If they drop me, which they never would, your boy's going to keep wearing them because reflex is the only way to go. Thank you, Clayton Eagle. That's a cool last name, my man. Next up, we've got Brady Campbell.
Hey, Dale. I was just wondering what you think the best cowboy name is. Figured you're the most qualified, seeing as how you're a father to many kids. I was just wondering if you had a go-to or something like that. Yeah, that's about it. Thanks, Dale.
So there are 39 Codys in my phone. If you're a cowboy and you've got a pretty good list of contacts in your phone, check see how many Codys you got. A lot of Codys. So that's a hard name to beat as far as if you're looking for cowboy name. But I would say the most would have to be Dale Brisby.
Dale Brisby.
Dale Brisby.
You should do a podcast where you ask all your interns. You should do a podcast about movie quotes. You guys should quote movies that you have seen. You ain't no cowboy unless you ride a horse.
Did it freeze?
Or eat a chicken.
Eat a chicken?
Why'd the turkey cross the road?
Why'd the turkey? I don't know. Tell me, please.
So he could go turk the other side. Thank you.
Love my man's here. Love that hat. Love that shirt. So he's just maybe more suggestions than questions. That's okay. We'll take them. Last but not least, Dalton Taylor.
Hey Dale, quick question for you on the podcast. What should one expect when coming to the Dale B&B? I'll be there at the end of this week and just want a little heads up. Thanks.
Yeah, so Dale B&B is right here at the warehouse. The warehouse located in Newcastle, Texas. We've got one Airbnb. 2 more coming soon right here on the property. So going to have 3 Airbnbs here at the Dale Warehouse. So one can expect a good place to stay. Come on into the warehouse. We're open Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. And I am here most of the time, but you might want to message us on Airbnb and find out, or message us on the Dale Warehouse Instagram. So those are some quick questions, little Q&A. Let me see if I got a couple more that have come in. Do you attend church? If so, which one? So my church is Grace Bible down in College Station. And then I go to a local church also close to the Dale Warehouse here called Christian Hope. So when I'm not at Grace Bible, I'm at Christian Hope. Have you lived the cowboy life your whole life? And I took a break in the late 70s to work as a carny, which I love that lifestyle, but the food just got really old. And yeah, I like to go to bed at some point. Favorite place in the world? That would be Radiator Ranch. Have you ever been skiing? The Music Fest. I would say come to Music Fest, January 7th through the 12th this year. What's your favorite state other than Texas? I'm going to go Texas. Jordan and Willie married yet? You know what? I try to focus on my own women. All right. That's enough to keep 30 men busy. So you're going to just have to ask Willie and Jordan how Willie and Jordan are doing. What tips do you have for someone who wants to start a ranch? And the first would be to play the lottery. The second would be to find a job that you make millions. The third would be, if you don't have any money, if you haven't won the lottery, would be to find yourself some lease country. So leasing land is going to be a lot more cost effective. If your only goal is to raise cows, then leasing that land is going to be a little more cost effective than purchases it for the cows. How many acres is Radiator Ranch? It's more than your ranch. Rude question. What's your favorite thing to do? Go 90. I'm Dale Brisby. Do you love your fans? And then I put on here, the moment I take you for granted is the beginning of the end for Dale Brisby. Favorite saddle? Pbr G. Tips on getting a Buddy Sour horse to go out alone. I would say take him out alone. That's how you're going to do that. Are you and Jordan dating? No, I would not want to make Willie mad. Blake Shelton or Morgan Wallen? If you have to ask, then Morgan Wallen. Do you play sports in high school? Well, I did. I'm not in high school anymore, but I could throw a football a quarter mile. So just keep that in mind. Is Donnie or Carson your best friend? I'll answer that when they're not in the room. Will you be my dad, please? I already am. Should I move to Texas? Yes. Just don't try to change what makes us great. And if you don't know what makes us great, then ask me. What's the Bible verse of the day? That would be Proverbs 16:3. Commit your work to the Lord and your plans will be established. What's your favorite state to be in? That'd be Tejas. You need to come to Woodward. That's a good rodeo. Wranglers or Kimes jeans? I'm going to have to go with rock and roll denim. Favorite Bible verse? That'd be Philippians 1:21. The 5 most important things to Dale Brisby. Number 1, I love Jesus. Number 2, I love Jesus. Number 3, I love Jesus. Number 4, I love Jesus. Number 5, I keep Will Smith's name out my mouth. No. I keep Will Smith's wife's name out my mouth. Dang, I butchered that one. That was going to be a good one. You guys were going to laugh so hard. What would your advice be to me since I have a bad back but want to ride bulls? My advice would be don't ride bulls. you have any advice for a female who wants to start bull riding, but parents will not approve? It doesn't really matter that you're female, but if your parents don't approve, it just depends on if you take money from them. If they pay any of your bills, then you pretty much kind of got to respect what they have, what their wishes are. So if they're paying your bills, then do what they say. If they don't pay your bills, then you can take the chance on upsetting them enough that, your relationship is on the rocks. So, pretty simple. Do you love me? Yes, of course I do. Favorite brand of Chaps? Barstow Pro Rodeo, if you're talking about rodeo leggings. Goal for the year, keep Will Smith's wife's name out my mouth. What's your favorite type of cow? The ones that calve every year. Why half-top trailers? So you can drag stuff in and ride stuff out. Pretty simple. How far do you travel for Pbr events? I don't, because there's not enough added. Favorite cap you've sold? I love them all. That's why I sell them, just like this one. Are you a fake cowboy? Yes. Favorite state? Texas. All right, they're getting a little repetitive. Thank you so much for submitting your questions. You can send them, DM them to me via video form, and they will be included in these podcasts. You can also just ask them, but best way to get them on the podcast is to video record those. So Q&A with Dale Brisby, just drop a line in and ask your questions. What else? Text me, 940-353-0890. If you'd like to be in the podcast, text me the word podcast. If you'd like to know when the podcast drop, text me the word podcast. If you'd like to be sent the Bible studies that I do that are unlisted, you can't search them. You have to have the link that I send you. Send me the word Bible to 940-353-0890. You can also text the word special offer. So when I receive those texts, my phone just kind of puts you in those groups. And then if we have a free ship code, I'll send it to special offer. If I do a Bible study, I send it out to Bible. If I do a podcast, I send it out to people that have asked me about the podcast. So, it's me texting you. It's not Donnie. It's not Willie. And then last but not least, please check out dalebrisby.com for all your apparel needs. If you find yourself needing to cover your upper torso or just your whole torso, waist and up, you need to cover that. We can fix that need for you. We can fix that problem for you. We've got this fabric. We've shaped it in such a way that it will cover your belly, your back, your chest, your shoulders, your arms. Barely covers my arms. And then also we've got some dome coverings. So caps, shirts, all the things. DaleBrisby.com. And I'm on to the next one, old son. Come see us in the Dale Warehouse, Newcastle, Texas. Got the Dale B&B, and we've also got Brisby beef in the house. Pow, pow, and on to the next one.